everybody. I just wanted to do a little introduction about drill bits and drill and driver bits that we all would have in regards to our particular brand that we so love, whether it's DeWalt, Milwaukee, Rigid, Ryobi, Healthy. This is just a basic know-how or basic, how can I put it, in such a way that you will understand when to use which particular drill driver or basic bits in order to use, whether you're putting stuff together or you're drilling holes and all that. So basically, I wanted to show you some of the drill bits that I have that have accumulated over the last little while, and also just a basic understanding. This is not like a course within itself where it's the absolute rule in regards to it, but it's just to get a general idea because I remember back in the days when I was learning machine shop, dealing with different materials like cold roll steel, high speed steel, aluminum, brass, copper, and dealing with those type of materials, and then also knowing which subgrade of material to use for a given project way back in the day when I was learning machine shop. The stuff that I'm going to talk about is not exactly going to be the end all of everything, but it's just to give you an idea of when to use a particular bit and when to use another typical bit over another so that you'll be able to get the best possible work out of your tool, your bit, and everything else to get your projects done, which I think is most important, even for a beginner DIYer to the experienced craftsman who who's been doing it for years. And this is what I thought maybe would be interesting to find out. So let's go take a look. I'm going to show you some of the bits that I have, and I'll talk to you about them, since I have a wide variety of bits already that I've collected throughout the years of being a technician and also a newbie DIYer. Okay, so let's go take a look. Hey everyone. Okay, here we are. Just to give you a little rundown here, I'm just using these here as a sample. I still have a couple of other ones I'm going to show you just after this. Most of the time, like for the drill drivers, impact drivers, the bits themselves here will be made from different materials from the companies that are actually making them. So in case like this here, Ryobi, which I have here, this is my 130 set there, as I'll show you in the main drawer. That one there, which is the 120 bit piece set. These ones are great for standard, drilling or driving, screws into walls and all that. But the material here itself, as you'll see here, just going to bring one here up, which looks like a standard material for the drivers. It's not to say that it's a bad one, but the main difference that you'll find in some of them, which are rated for impact driving, like this one here, is all in black. Now the difference between this one here that's in black and one of these over here, which are slightly gray, is one is not heat treated and one that is heat treated. The difference is that the softness of the material when it's not heated and quenched properly what's the word I'm looking for, will not hold the shape for a long period of time because you're going to be using it for longer periods. And these are most likely consumable bits that you have. So this is like this one here is heat treated and quenched in oil. That's why you get the black sheen on it. And in some cases they'll paint it black just to keep a uniform cover on it. Now these two are here from Ryobi themselves. This one here is from Craftsman. This is my drills here, and they're interchangeable on practically all drills that you have out
on today's market. Whether you're using a Craftsman drill, a Ryobi, Milwaukee, DeWalt, Hilti drill sets, impact drill sets, and most manufacturers like from Ryobi, Craftsman, Hilti, Milwaukee, Rigid, they'll make their own versions of these drill bit sets. Now, what I'm going to say this, and I'll say this honestly, in regards to most of them, certain sets will be better than others, depending on the material being used for the bit itself. It's not to say that the bits are bad. It's just that the material that was made to create them was not as good. So you'll find on some of them that the bits are fantastic, even in this grayish form, and they work well for, let's say driving into drywall or putting together a cabinet, desk, so on and so forth. So you'll notice that some of them will be great for doing that, and others that if you're doing like putting up fencing, putting in or building something, you'll more likely go with something that will be heat treated and lasted longer. And again, even with these ones here, over time they'll eventually wear down, but not as quickly as the ones that are not heat treated. So, and then you'll have some like here. I have these Craftsmans here, which are standard steel underneath, but they've been coated with titanium during the heat treatment process. So they used some titanium powder, which gives a coating of a yellowish coating on these ones here. It may not be visible on the camera, but it is slightly tinged a yellow color, and they are fantastic. Now let me pull up the other set that I have, just to give you as an example from my DeWalt and another brand that I usually use for my technical support stuff. Okay, let me pull, and here we are. So here's my DeWalt here. You'll notice that these ones here are slightly rusted through. It's all because, for the simple fact, I've used these a couple of times, and the oil coating that they have on these have started already to wilt out. So that's why you see some rust on these. Doesn't mean that they're bad either. It's just that the humidity where I am located up here in Canada has started to affect a little bit. It's nothing too noticeable. They're still usable. And here's my Titan ones, which again, lots of bits. And yes, I do have the extensions for the smaller ones. This is magnetic covers, and this one here is actually one similar to like the collets on the impact drivers, where you can simply pull back, put the bit in, release, and it's stuck in there for as long as you need it, and it's good. And this is again, these two here, this one and this one. This one I haven't used as much because of the bits itself, because I have so many different types of bits, including hex, torque with a hole in the middle, because they have some torque screws that you have a little mini shaft in it that you need to put these ones in to get them out. Some people curse because they don't have these, but I'm lucky I do have a couple of them, ranging from here up to here. And these ones here I don't use too much because I haven't had a chance to use all of these bits, because I haven't run into all the bits that I needed to use from this set. But still, it's a good little set to have. Here we go, put that back in place. And once again, these here are not heat treated as well, but they should have been heat treated, and I usually like getting ones that are heat treated over ones that are not heat treated. And because these two were not heat treated, I still use them just the same at any given time, depending on the type of project that I need. If I need something with a long shank with the bit on it, I'll go for these ones here because I have an abundance of these here. And if ever these ones here go out, I can always get these here replaced at your local hardware store, like at Home Depot, Home Hardware, Lowe's. I know Lowe's doesn't exist in Quebec, but we have the banner of Renault Depot or Renault Depot, which is also part of Lowe's, or Home Depot, Canadian Tire, which is equivalent to Lowe's almost. It's a weird Canadian shopping store, but that's still the same idea. But still, at any general renovation center, you can get the replacements ones, and you still can put them in your favorite little tool boxes here. And that's basically about it. I didn't want to get into too much of a technical thing there about the hardening of these, but just be aware that you do have some that are hardened, some that are not, and some will wear out sooner than others because of the material being used to create the bits. Just be aware that sometimes it's better to have a hardened bit, which is in black, than it is over a regular one. And sometimes it's okay to have a regular one over the hardened one, depending on the situation, okay? That's basically about it for tool bits in general. Catch you guys later.